Cindy and I have been friends for a very, very long time. And we were friends when we lived in New York in our younger days, when my nickname was the Living Itinerary, because I could not stand to not have a plan come Friday or Saturday. I believed that if you were home alone on Friday or Saturday night, that you were a loser. So I always made sure there was something going on for all of us. And of course, that kind of drifted away. And as I became older, I was happy to have time alone. But I think that being the living itinerary has really been a good thing for me because once the holidays are over and January shoots past me, February is here, and I'm like, okay, now what do I do? The holidays are always so big, 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 and then that letdown,
Yeah.
and I'm left with the gigantic hole and my entire life spreading out before me. So I always need to make a plan. Does that sound familiar to you,
It
Cindy?
sounds so familiar to me. I would stay in my pajamas and fuzzy slippers on my couch with a lap blanket and 3 cats and my Kindle forever, only rising to occasionally get something to eat if I did not make a plan. And the reason that's a bad idea is because eventually it wears me down and I feel sad and lonely.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if just sitting there all alone with the cats on my lap made me happy, that would be just fine. And if it makes you happy, you go for it. But I do eventually need other people. And in order to do that, I need to make a plan. For example, I made a plan for March. It's right now it's January. I made a plan to go with 10 women to a theater in a town, 2 towns away from me, and see an evening of women comics. And I know that the night that it comes, I'm going to wish that I was home in my fuzzy slippers, not because I don't want to see these comics or want to be with these people, but because I will have settled into the lethargy of my couch. But I will be glad eventually that I made a plan and then I made a commitment and then I'm going to have to show up.
When I was in, I guess, junior high, I wanted everyone to notice me and yet no one to look at me.
Hmm.
And I think that I still have that because I'm the same as you. I believe that everybody needs to be and wants to be loved and heard.
Yeah.
Now, the cats can love you and hear you, but is that enough? I
No.
don't think so. And I do the same thing. I've made a bunch of plans, and when that time rolls around, I wanna stay home too, and it's still about that, see me, don't look at me, don't
Yeah.
look at me." And I know that you think that everybody likes you all the time, no matter what, but I still find that when I go out to gatherings or parties, that I go, "Well, I used to say, "I hope they like me." Now I'm like, "I don't give a crap if they like me or not because I love me." But everybody there is feeling the same way, so
Yeah.
it's so much easier to just show up and listen and be kind to the people around me. Making a plan, I need to be accountable for my life
Yeah.
on a day-to-day basis. I need to put myself out there so that I can bring and receive love.
Hmm.
And
I,
hear and be heard.
I mean, I think this is totally directly related to your level of happiness. We make our happiness. Happiness doesn't just happen to us. We practice it, and making these plans and then carrying them out leads us to figuring out what makes us happy.
Mhm. I have that same feeling about, uh, when you've got that, uh, all your clothes piled up in a closet and it's like
Mhm.
boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, and then you finally clean it and then then you go there like every hour on the hour for an excuse, of course.
Oh,
"Oh, look how clean it is," I feel the same way about I make, a date to
Mhm.
go out and have lunch or do whatever with someone,
Yeah.
and then I make myself stick to it, and when I get home, I'm like, "Oh," I revisit it just every hour on the hour, like, the same way, and give myself credit, little pat on the back,
Yeah.
because we're social, and again, everyone wants to be heard and loved, and, you just can't get that or give it at home. So, being accountable for your life.
Yeah. Being accountable for your own happiness.
Yeah. Make a plan. Make a plan, Stan. I like that.
I do too. Good.